A very pleasant good evening and welcome to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Iron Zone Radio. Enjoy the song by Vikram Searchball.
Innovation to the nation, imperial to the world. This is your boy Vikram Searchball.
छोटी छोटी बातों की है यादें बने भूले नहीं बीती हुई एक छोटी घड़ी छोटी बातों की है यादें बने भूले नहीं बीती हुई एक छोटी घड़ी जन्म जन्म से आंखें बिछाई तेरे लिए इन राहों में ओ मैंने तेरे लिए ही सात रंग के सपने चुने सपने सुरीले सपने भोले भाले दिल को बहलाते रहे तन्हाई में तेरे ख्यालों को सजाते रहे भोले भाले दिल को बहलाते रहे तन्हाई में तेरे ख्यालों को सजाते रहे कभी कभी तो आवाज देकर मुझको जगाया ख्वाबों ने ओ मैंने तेरे लिए ही सात रंग के सपने चुने सपने सुरीले सपने मैंने तेरे लिए ही सात रंग के सपने चुने सपने सुरीले सपने कुछ हंस के कुछ गम के तेरी आंखों के साई चुराई रसीली यादों ने ओ मैंने तेरे लिए ही सात रंग के सपने चुने सपने सुरीले सपने सपने सुरीले सपने
That's right. That's the melodious voice of Mr. Vikram Searchball out of Guyana. Once again, welcome to the Ken Rampersaud Show right here on Island Zone Radio, the first Sunday of the year 2024. And so I want to take this opportunity to wish all of you a happy new year. May all your dreams come true this year, and may this year be one of your best year. You know, I was about to cancel today, but then I said, you know what, I need to come on the radio today because so much is going on out in the world that people really don't know of some of the things. And, you know, as a nurse here in New York, I'm in the midst of a lot of things. So today I want to talk a little bit about the flu, right? And I planned my show to talk about the flu, but um, I learned so many people have been diagnosed with the COVID-19, and so many people are getting this. So I will share information on both of this so that you guys would heighten yourself when it comes to COVID 19 and the respiratory problems. So you will hear me dib and dab with COVID 19. And yes, I'm in the midst of things. I had the flu. I think I had the flu a couple of days now. And so my cough went away. It came back last week, Thursday. And you know, the change of weather. So I wouldn't be on that long, but I really need to share some information with you guys. Like I said, within the past couple hours, I learned so many people are getting the COVID-19 again. It's on the surge across the United States, and watch yourself. So let's talk a little bit about the flu because I got the flu. I said, you know what? Let me talk a little bit about the flu. I really wanted to talk about something how we could make live the next couple months, the new year. What can we do to help our own self? But I just changed the topic. So let's talk a little bit about the flu. We all know about the flu. We get the flu, but because of the COVID-19, the RSV. Let's talk a little bit about it. You know, here are some of the key points that we need to talk about. Seasonal influenza, which is the flu, activity is elevated and continue to increase in most parts of the country. Outpatient respiratory illness has been above baseline nationally since November, and it's still at its baseline. Want you guys to know it's on the rise. The number of weekly flu hospital admissions continue to increase during week 52 of 651 viruses reported by the public health laboratories. 581, which is like 89% point two, were influenza. And I got to be honest with you, that's a high rate at 89.2%. And 70 were influenza B. Of the 342 influenza, a virus subtyped during the week of 52. 300, which is about 87.7%, were influenza, and the A, H, and 1, and 42, which is 12.3%, right, were AHN2, which you guys really don't need to know that. 7 influenza associated pediatric deaths were reported during week 52, and bringing the 2023-24 season total of 27 children who passed away due to the flu. Also, I want to tell you that the CDC estimate, and you know the CDC, they are one organization that really monitor the health with like COVID-19 and all these things across the United States. And they follow them what's going on. Okay, so they try to give an accurate account of what's going on. Recommend that everyone 6 months or older. In fact, the CDC estimated that there have been at least 10 million illness. That's a lot. 110,000 hospitalization were recorded, and 6,500 deaths from the flu so far this season, right? Which is that's a lot. And we want to know sometime why just the simple flu that we die from. The CDC recommends that everyone 6 months and older get an annual flu vaccine as long as influenza viruses are spreading. Vaccines now can still provide benefit this season. There are also prescriptions flu antiviral drugs that can treat the flu illness. Those should be started as early as possible and are especially important for high risk patients. And later on, I will talk a little bit about who are the high risk patients. Right? Flu vaccines are among several viruses contributing to respiratory activities, right? So, you know, I was getting happy a couple of weeks ago that my flu gone, and now I got the flu last week. But I'm working on it. I'm working on building my own system, my immune system, so that I would not get sick like before. So that's one of my main focus. Um, one of my main focus of this year is to build my immune system, because for those of you who don't know, probably, who probably don't know, I had the COVID very bad when it just came out, and so I had it one more time. So I have to be very careful. But thank God, today I will be this year I'll be 60 years old, and I'm thankful for life. Thankful for all the blessings. You know what I'm saying? I think I still look good. So you're watching the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio, and we are talking about the flu. Today, my aunt, my lovely aunt, Doris Sigobin, is watching from Hartford. I know she is not well too. Mina Kalu, a very good afternoon to you. It's good to have you on today too. Miss Nanda Budai, a very good evening to you. Good to see you tune in. Uma Pritaram, a very good evening to you from Guyana. Thank you very much. Share it to your friends. Mr. Vishnu R. Mahadeo, a very important and prominent man in our community who hails all the way from the west coast of the Morar, a great good place. Currently, they're either on the west coast of the Morar, and he can tell you he deals with a lot of older folks, and he could tell you that a lot of people that he knows get the flu. Nafisa Noor, a very good evening to you, and she said your entire family. Ken, much love to you. You know I love you. I love to get your good morning every day, and sometimes, to be very honest with you, I start working early in the morning at 7 o'clock, so I really don't get to say hello to some of you or good morning, and so I'm sorry, but I try to make up when I get my break to go in and said, good afternoon. And Chandra Ramdev, a very good afternoon. And she said, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, DJ Ken. Watch from Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. And don't forget, we have two shows. Myself, Bronx Sugar, have a show tomorrow evening at 8 8:30 p.m. right here on Island Zone Radio. And tomorrow we'll be talking about a lot of things, some of our accomplishments, some of the things, the highlight of 2023, and some of the things that we will be doing for the new year. Mr. Vishnu says he was saying something, but it's going so fast. My sister Anita Ish Dowlat Ram, thank you very much. She is the one that makes all my poster for my show. So thank you very much. We got Shaliza Ali. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for watching all the way from Guyana. And Shaliza, thank you so much for doing all that you do for the elderly folks in Guyana, for all those who need help in Guyana. The beautiful Miss Gita Rampazad, my wife, is watching. And excuse me, the beautiful Miss Ariana V is watching, and she's saying hello, hello. You know, I love Miss Ariana V. I think that she is, and it's my personal opinion, she is one of the young lady in our community who I see so much potential in, and I will be, she and Sabina and I want to throw my weight in them, and to make sure that when long after I'm gone, that they will be able to help carry on some of my work that I started. So I told Ariana and Sabina, y'all clear your calendar, try to make some time for Daddy Ken so that I can teach you guys some of the things that in life, some of the etiquette on the radio, how we live our life. We try to be good in this world. And also, I want to say thanks to all of you for watching my reels. You know, now I started to get paid for my reels, which is a very good thing. It's not a lot of money I get, but so it helps. Every little penny I count, so which is good. And Ariana said, "We got you." That's right, baby. Your wingman, lol. Yes, I love you, Ariana. And let me see. Vishnu says that your eucalyptus oil is boiling hot water. Breathe in steam that will take care of the nasal infection and improve your ability to breathe more efficiently. Do this 3 times a day. He sounds like Dr. Love there. And it's good. Richard Singh, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you very much. Shirley Singh, a very good afternoon. And, you know, sometimes I said I'm not going to be long on the radio today, but let's see how it goes. And like I said earlier, I want to talk a little bit about the flu. And as we learn, a lot of people annually die from the flu. So the flu season begins, I want to tell you, it begins in October and it peaks between December and February, and it could last until May, right? um, we also know that the flu is called the influenza, and it's an infection of the nose, the throat, and the lungs. And when it comes to those vital organs, those vital parts of the body, especially the lungs, it could be costly. When you can't breathe, then guess what? You're done. And this is a part of the respiratory system, right? Um, the flu is caused, a lot of time people don't know, but it is caused by a virus. And sometimes when people get the flu, you know what they want to do? They want to go take all kind of antibiotic for this. But you know what? When you get the flu and it's out of control, you need to speak to your doctor. um, and it's good sometimes that we, like, for those people who are healthy, they probably don't need to do anything because over time you will get better. And as like I said, most people with flu gets better on their own time, but sometimes the flu and its complications can be deadly. Of course, some group of people are at a higher risk than average risk of having flu complications, although the annual flu vaccine isn't 100% effective. And we know that because sometimes we get flu vaccine today, and guess what? In another week, we get sick. But I want to tell you, and I used to think of the same thing, what I'm going to tell you, is because sometimes what happened is that there's another strain of the flu, and every year a different strain comes in. That's why it's very important that you get the flu vaccine. I used to say, man, look, it doesn't make sense I take the flu vaccine and then I get sick. No, it is important, especially if you are if you're sickly, you have, and I'm going to talk about that later on, of those high risk people. It lowers the chance of having severe complication from the flu. So it's important you take that flu vaccine. I'm going to tell you, um, it lowers the chance of having complication from the flu. We know that, especially if you have the COVID or you had the COVID, this is especially true for people who are at a higher risk for the flu complications, right? And I want to talk a little bit about symptoms. What are some of the symptoms of the flu, right? I want to read what Camille Khan. I have to, before I talk to the symptoms. Let me take a drink of my coconut water. I want to talk to Camille Khan. um, Camille Khan, I got to be very honest with you. Camille, I want to say thank you so much for your Christmas gift. Camille she made black cake, she makes sponge cake, she made a bottle of sorrel, she made a bottle of ginger beer, and they sell it, bring it to my house. Camille, that means so much to me. And guess what? You made so much. Gita didn't have to bake. But God, may God continue to bless you to do all the beautiful things. I learned that you made like 50 pound cake and give it out. So God bless you. You know what? I love the I love everything that you made, and I only finished your your sorrel drink a couple of days ago because I take a little by little. I didn't drink out all one time. So thank you very much. God bless you. Okay. Um, I want to say the fourth dimension. A very good evening to you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's good to have you on. I didn't see a long time, my brother. We need to talk a little bit. Razia Hussein, thank you very much, darling. Thanks for tuning in. And I read that this morning when you write, I should call names. Razia, to be honest with you, man, this community is too bad. I don't want to get in trouble to call people name because people, you know how they attack you and they want to tell you all manner of things. So, but what's going on is terrible, and I only hope that that people do something about this. There are certain expectations if you are a public official that you behave. And to the man, Mr. Apache Warrior, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Apache, for all your love and your support in Johnny Singh. A very good evening to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Um, Ashley Singh, hi, Ken, and everyone watching from Toronto, Canada. Ashley, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you that normally tune in and watch my show. Yes, four dimension, we need to talk. Yes, there's a lot of things that we need to do in our community, and I thank all of you for your support. I also want to let you guys know that, I started the first International Women's Day and Men's Day award last year, um, and it went well. This year, I want to do the same thing. So in March, I think, of this year, March the 8th is International Women's Day, so I'll be trying to get some names um, to choose some International Women's Day recipient who have been doing good work in our community. So if there's anybody that you know that's doing excellent work in the community that I don't know, please let send me a text so that we can try to appreciate. We're going to choose 10 people this time. Um, you know, choose 10 people who really deserve this, and I'm working hard to make sure that that most of the people who get this award in our community, that they really do great work. And there's so many great women that's doing fantastic job. And I know Ariana V is throwing her weight in. She'll be dancing for me. um, so don't worry, we got y'all. She did her first dance for me for International Men's Day, and she blew the stage away. So thank you very much. She made her debut on my show. All right. So thank you very much for that. So when we talk a little bit about today, we're talking about the flu, right? Also, we're going to talk about for those of you who just tune in, why I'm doing the show today, because I had the flu last week, and I'm now getting better from this flu. But why I want to do this show today, the first today is the first Sunday of this year. But what happened is that I have encountered with a lot of people who got the who was diagnosed with the COVID-19 this year. Oh my God, I could not believe I was no, I can't say I'm worried, but I today I had to do a COVID test because like my a lot of people around me had COVID, and thank God I didn't get it because I was mixed and middle with all these people, and I do not like to wear the mask, but guess what? I have to wear the mask. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to please wear your mask, and I'm going to tell you when you need to wear your mask. COVID is back. The beautiful Miss Amanda Khan, thank you for your love, your support, and everything that you do, my dear. Thank you for your love. You are Miss Black Cake Lady. And I've always said, darling, you are such a beautiful woman, Miss Amanda Khan. Hey, it's good to see Raymond Narain. Raymond, I miss you a long time. And I got to tell you, Raymond Narain is a great nurse, one of the nurses that I'm talking um, you get emotional sometimes when you remember those people who have made a contribution to your life. And as a young nurse, starting at the Georgetown Hospital, one of the nurses that helped me a little bit, and I see how these guys work. It's Raymond Narain. He is a registered nurse. I'm not sure where he is. I can't keep up with him, but both he and his wife has made significant contribution into the nursing fraternity, especially in Guyana. I think he's in Georgia, if I'm not right. If I'm right, both he and his wife probably over 50 years or 60 years in nursing. And Elizabeth Hall is his wife's name. So, Raymond, thank you very much for all that you do in for nursing. Thank you for your love, your support, um, and continue to tune in, man. It's good to have you guys on here. I still remember our good days at 1B at the Georgetown Hospital, right? So you guys, you did your thing, and you passed on some of your personality. I appreciate that so much, and because of guys like you, I want to say a great human being. That everybody that passed that touched me a little bit have made a big changes in my life. All right. um, let's see, Bibi Ahmad. No, Ali Ahmad, a very good evening to you. I want to say hello to Miss Rowena Lal. Um, 2023, 2024, COVID 19 season is very bad. Please be safe, everyone, and wear your mask. Absolutely. um, let's see. Razia said most of the community people are only using innocent people, and they're saying they are helping, but only reality is that they only to their benefit, and it's so true. To be very honest with you, I am so proud of some of the things that we did for Guyana this year. Um, excuse me, I we sent like 5 barrels, no, probably about 8 barrels to Guyana last year. We sent a e-container with five wheelchairs. We sent walker. We sent cane. We sent thousands of pampers in Guyana. And I tell you what, if I have to die today or tomorrow, I think I have done myself, Radhika, and all those of you who have contributed towards the Ken Rampersaud Show from our hearts with Radhika and Ken. I appreciate all your help. God bless all of you, and it really means a lot because you know what? When I saw that we give wheelchairs to people who have been crawling on their knees or their bottom, and they get a wheelchair where they could be pushed around, they could get to go and walk on the sea, go wheelchair on the seawall. Um, it makes a big difference, and that's what I continue and I continue want to do is to make a difference in this world. I could take, people know as a nurse, I could run down money. I could work overtime. I could do a lot of things. I could go and do, excuse the coughing, but I tell you, I had flu. I could go get money and make my family, give them everything they want. But I tell people that my cup is full it and run it over. I'm not rich in terms of financially, but you know what? It's just to make a big difference in the world, to help people, and to see that you make a difference in someone's life. That's what really matters. At the end of the day, at the end of our journey, and Raymond, Narayan will tell you, at the end of our journey, we take nothing with us. We go with our two empty hands to the Father. So if you can give, if you guys want to donate to us, $10, $20, we take every little thing you could guys could donate to us. That it would make a difference. I mean, you add it up, it make a big difference. We send the container to Guyana. It was like $400 for that container. It cost us like $700, no, $400 to clear it. So about eight $800. So, but it makes a big difference in people's lives. So continue. Even if you don't donate to me, donate to someone. Even you go on Facebook, you see someone is struggling with all these children who doesn't have a father. Um, I want you guys to go and make a big difference. Make a difference. Give somebody something. Even if it's $1, even if you can afford, you can't give somebody $10. You could buy a cup of coffee and give somebody, right? To make a difference. You give somebody some food to eat. Even you drive on you drive on the highway like I do sometimes, and you're going down on the highway down to the streets. You see somebody, just give them a container of food. Walk with the extra. Okay. um, let's see. Um, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the symptoms. At first, the flu may seem like a cold, right? Like like last week, I was getting the cold with a runny nose, sneezing, and sore throat. Up to now, I still have my sore throat. And the flu tends to come on very quickly, right? Common symptoms of the flu often, but not always, include a fever, as well as aching muscle, chills, and sweat. And I could tell you one thing. I just had my body and my muscle was aching. I didn't feel good. I didn't get the chills or the sweat. I had the sore throat. I had the runny nose a little bit. And like other symptoms include headache, and you get like a persistent cough, shortness of breath sometimes, tiredness and weakness, running or stuffy nose, sore throat, eye pain, vomiting, and diarrhea. Also, are all flu symptoms, but they are more common in children than in adults. Most people who get the flu can treat themselves at home and often don't need to see a healthcare professional. It is so true. Like me, I didn't go to the doctor. You can take Tylenol, you can drink hot tea, your fever grass tea, you can drink all of that. Um, you drink a lot of water. you don't want to You don't want to get dehydrated from vomiting or diarrhea. You want to make sure that you feed your body a lot of electrolytes, okay? So keep hydrating yourself. If you have flu symptoms that are at risk for complications, see a healthcare professional right away, right? Take antiviral medication to treat the flu may shorten the length of your illness and help prevent more serious problems. If you have emergency symptoms of the flu, get medical care right away. For adults, emergency symptoms can include, and I want to tell you, anytime you have short of breath, make sure you go to the doctor. Like I said, it's important you go to the doctor. Short of breath is not to play with. When you stop breathing, that's it. Your life is done. So go to the doctor. They can give you some antibiotic. They can do a chest X-ray, see if you have pneumonia, whatever it is going on, chest pain. If you have ongoing dizziness, also if you have fever, and you have anything like seizure is a serious problem. You don't want to play with elevated fever, right? Worsen or extensive medical condition, severe weakness or muscle pain. Emergency symptoms, again, like in children, include the symptoms seen in adults, like as well as gray or blue lips, nail beds, and dehydration. I want to tell you guys that anytime you see the lips start to get blue, or they're paling, your nail beds start to change the color, you don't want to take matter in your own hands. You need to go to the doctor. Get emergency care. If you see shorter breath, I don't want you to take a car. And if you see shorter breath, I don't want, and this goes for everything in everyday life. If you see someone cannot breathe, I don't want you to go and take your car and say, I'm going to the doctor. I want you to call 911 and go to the doctor. Let them take you to the doctor. And I want to explain why. When you go in traffic with your car, you may get stuck in traffic. If you go in with an EMS vehicle, they could bypass the traffic, they could drive you anywhere, and they can get you out of hospital on a timely manner, especially if you have things like chest pain, shorter breath, you get seizure. Call 911. Don't sit down and wait. We Guyanese sometimes always say when we belly hurt, when we chest hurted, we got a thing to say, you know what? It's my belly hurting. And guess what? We sit down with it home. I want every time that you experience chest pain, that's a serious matter, and you need to go and get help, okay? Chest pain, shorter breath, get help, all right? And when it comes to children, especially children, I'm so sorry I can't get to read I see I see the message going up fast, but I want to play another nice song um, that I really like. There's two songs when I came home that I love, my girl Sharmila and Vikram and Zelin Bacchus. So I'm gonna play another nice song for you all to listen to. And I tell you, I'm doing the Ken Rampersaud Show just to support our people, our community, and so moving forward, I think I'm going to play mostly of our Guyanese music. Our Guyanese music. I'm going to go, not the popular one, and sometimes I'll play some nice song for you guys. Trinidad, whatever it is. But I want to make sure that our Guyanese music get heard. Let's go with another nice song by Zalil Bacchus and Sharmila Ramsaru. You're watching the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio here every Sunday afternoon from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
हाँ हमको तुमसे प्यार है, हाँ हमको तुमसे प्यार है, हाँ हमको तुमसे प्यार है, हाँ हमको तुमसे प्यार है। अरे ओए 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 ये लो कागज ये लो कलम, अरे छोड़ो कागज छोड़ो कलम। Oh baby will you be mine forever? I need you right by my side. What is life without you if you're not there right next to me? अगर हम तुमसे दूर जाए, अरे लौट न चाहे पर लौट न पाए, तो क्या भूल जाओ याद रखना बड़ी ऐसी बातें क्यों करते हो मुझे धरा कर क्यों हंसते हो क्या रुलाना ठीक है यूं सताना ठीक है तुम तो पागल हो गई हो मैं तो यूं ही झूठी बातें बोल बैठा अरे छोड़ो 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 कागज छोड़ो कलम छोड़ो कागज छोड़ो कलम
Imperial Innovation, it's Charmella. And your boys, the Lil.
You're watching the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. This show airs every Sunday afternoon from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, like me, I am fighting the flu too. And I got to tell you, sometime when you deal with a lot of people, I'm reading Razia comment. She says she was flying home today and was scary because so many people sick on the flight, coughing, no mask, and some don't even cover their damn mouth. I was petrified of getting their virus. And that's I will talk a little bit about that too. The talented Mr. Davis Singh is watching from Toronto, Canada. And Davis too is very talented guy out of Guyana on the west coast of Demerara. Also, he got a very pretty wife, and she is also a talented singer. So whenever you can get the chance, Davis Singh and his wife, um, tune in to them and listen to their songs. Jasmine Madre, a very good afternoon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Indira Prasad, a very good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see, we have Nadira Kumar, a very good afternoon. Thanks for, yes, we have to share this information. Salima Mohammed, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you very much. I think Amanda was a little sick. Amanda might need to eat some black cake or she eat too much black cake, but whatever it is, Amanda, I wish you all the very best, my dear, and get well soon. Amanda is one also my supporter. Amanda is one of the girls that I love because you know what? Not only she is pretty, but she's very supportive. I can always count on her. She also make a difference in the community and in Guyana. So Amanda, thank you very much. I thought of you yesterday in the black cake, but I always forgive you. I know you're not well. Um, but anyhow, Camille, again, thank you very much. Probably we get Camille to donate a black cake next year for the Ken Rampersad show. And probably we could get a package, a nice package. I think we could work that out because, and for those of you who don't know, her son is Ryan, who's on the radio every morning on Island Zone Radio. He's an attorney, so tune in, support him. He needs support just like I do. A young Guyanese attorney making a difference in our community. I have to bring that boy and interview him one day. So I hope that we could make a difference and we could highlight some more Guyanese who are making strides here in the United States. So I am proud of him too. Thank you very much. Who else do we miss? I'm proud to be part of Team Ken. Yes, you are such a humble, amazing soul. I can't stop commending you. you know, Lord Jesus, this call. Everybody's saying that I'm humble, and you know what I think, and I want to talk a little bit about that. I don't know what I do, what you guys see, but last night one of the singers was saying, Ken is one of the most humble people around. And when you're a nurse and when you see how people struggle in the world, and when you can count your blessings, you know, you see how you're blessed, you got to be humble. Because one of the things that every day that I wake up, I am grateful. I am thankful. And when I go to bed, to be honest with you, I don't know if I'll wake up the next morning. But from a little boy growing up, my mother always teach us one thing: you always pray before you go to bed. And the truth of the matter is, I always pray before I sleep. Sometimes I sleep here too, but I always pray, and it's not no long prayer. I just pray that God, if I don't wake up tomorrow morning, take care of my family and make sure that you save me a seat in paradise. That's all. I don't pray. I don't pray to get rich. I don't pray for no car and all these kind of things. I just pray for the best thing that we all could have in life is our health and strength. And sometimes when I cough, I get mad, I get upset. But then when I think about life, I say, you know what? It's best, better you got a cough than you have something like cancer or something like that. Something where your foot cut out, you have amputation. So I am always grateful. I always try to look at my glass half full than half empty because there is so many people out there that's suffering and are struggling. So I always and when I came here the first year I struggled. I struggled and I tell people that story not in a way to get sorry, but when I came here the first time, I was like, Jesus, I don't know where I would get where I get a meal from. Or I don't know where I'll put my head. You know what I'm saying? When the night come, because I'm all over the place. Didn't had any family here. So I always instill this in people, my viewers, and I always say this on my platform. When people are good to you, show gratitude. When people are good to you, show kindness. It pays. And I always tell people that because you know what? And I see that every day in my own life. As a as a young guy came from Guyana, 25 years old, um, with all the things that I went through and where I'm at today, like there was one time I was in the middle of the street and in the cold winter, and I stand up and I ask God, I said, why are you having me suffer like this? Where when the day come, I didn't know where I was going to get a plate of food to eat. And I said these things to let people know that you know what, you have to count your blessings. And there were days that I would, well, like one of my friend would invite me, right, and I would say to myself, "Oh my God, I wish they could offer me some food." And the pride in me, right, I would like said, "No, no, I don't want to eat." But the other part inside of me would say, "Oh God, let them ask me for if me go eat little food." And then that's why I am humble, and that's why when anybody come to my house, I would offer them something to eat, and I want people to do the same thing. Offer somebody come to your house, offer them some water, offer them some food to eat because you never know what face that person is coming with. So take that one. Anytime anybody come to your house, have something to give them. Always have something extra in the pot that when someone come to you, you could offer them a little food. That's all I ask people to do, just to be kind. And Camille said, Raja says, I love Ryan's show. I do support him when available in the morning. Yes, support him. Ken, you need some ginger. Yes, and lemon tea now. You don't want to see you collapse in front of us. Oh, not at all. I would not. Oh, Camille, I have fever grass. Thank you so much for that. I get them to buy right here. Yeah, I was not going to do the show today, but I pushed myself because I want to share this information with you guys. Because what sparked me, right, is that, how do I say it? But I don't want to get in trouble. Within the past couple hours, I find like a lot of people get COVID. And I was like, oh my God. So I had to rush and do a COVID test myself to see if I had COVID because I'm suffering with the flu for 1 week now. And I don't want to get into the habit to cancel my show, to be very honest with you. um, so I'm trying my very best and just I apologize, right? The beautiful Miss Annette Deonarine, Dear Prasad, Anna Dear Prasad, a very good evening to you. Another girl, another woman out of my heart. I love you, my dear. Um, you are such a inspiration too. She was the one of the first other woman of the year for the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio, and so um, and sometimes when I choose International Women of the Year, I don't go for the big names. I don't go for presidents and the big people. I go for the people in the grassroots who making a difference, who feeding those poor people, who taking care of those poor people in Guyana and over here. I am not going to give an award to somebody who is rich and don't give anything. It doesn't make sense. I want people to inspire each other. Let the poor, if they are poor, let them inspire people, right? um, so that's my message for the year. Let's see, Camille. Thank you. And things like this, what Camille said, can I have fever grass if you want some? Things like these, comments like these really move my heart. Comment like these that move my cheese. That I always tell Gator that you don't have to worry when I die that I will have so much people come to my funeral. I always make joke and tell her that. And it is so true because I try to be nice and good to people, and I want you guys to do the same thing, right? And I want to invest in young people, right? Influenza is caused by viruses. The viruses travel through the air in droplets when someone with infection, listen, cough, sneeze, or talk. You can inhale the droplets directly, or you can pick up the germs from touching objects such as a computer keyboard and touching your eyes, your nose, or mouth. People with the virus are likely contagious from about a day before the symptoms appear until about 5 to 7 days after they started. Children and people with weak immune system may be contagious for a slightly longer time. Influenza viruses are constantly changing every year, and with new strains appearing often. If you have the virus, if you have the influenza in the past, your body has already made antibodies to fight the specific strain of the virus. In the future, influenza virus are like those that come across before, either by having the disease or by getting vaccinated. Those antibodies may prevent infection or lessen its severity, but antibodies level may decline over time, just like COVID. And antibodies again pass influenza virus may not protect you from the influenza strain. New strain may be different from time to time. And I want to tell you, as we talked before, you know, if you are on the train, if you are riding the bus, if you're gonna go in a public area, I want us to move on and let not get caught up with this. Wear your mask, no matter where you go. If you go leaving the house, go. You go into the store, wear your mask. Walk with your little bottles of sanitizer. You on the bus, I know you hold in here and there. You get off the bus, sanitize your hands, right? You sanitize your hands, especially when you don't have soap and water. Soap and water wash out everything but sin, right? Here again, that's what I learned in nursing school. Soap and water by Sister Beaton. Soap and water will wash out anything but sin. And sometimes we, like my nurse's station, my workstation, there somebody going at my station when I left. And so what I try to do when I get into work every day, I try to sanitize my area where I work. We get the wipes, we wipe down the desk, right? I try to all the handles, the doors, even the toilet handle to flush, the medication door, I wipe all of that. So make sure you utilize your sanitizer and the wipes. We will get back there. Soon they will tell us that we have to wear masks again. You watch. With the rate that I see this thing is going, we will need it. Right? So again, it's on the object, and it probably I don't know exactly how long it lives, but it lives on this object up on the desk and all this area. right? And one of the thing is how you would share it is because the first day, the day before you start to show any signs and symptoms, you don't know anything. You go, you all about it, you sneeze, you cough, and then sometimes people, I don't know, with all that's going on, I seldom go up very close to people. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm at work, I try to stay far from people. I try to see if I see them coming up close to me, I tell them, wait, back off. You're coming too close to me. And we need to do that, right? So um try your very best that you don't get this COVID again. All right. Let's see now. We can talk a little bit about risk factors. Let me play another nice song for you guys. Oh, Danny guy. Hey, Danny, how are you? He's from Canada. Danny, how are you, brother? He is watching all the way from Canada. He said you need some high wine. I need some high wine, probably with some salt and what else? By salt and some lemon, right? I need. Hey, but how are you? Good to have you on, brother. Keep watching now and again, man. Right, just say anyone knows if they're true that Liberty Avenue McDonald and the electronics store on the was is on fire today. I did not hear anything. Normally, I would hear something. Anita Ramnarine, a very good evening to you. Thank you, Roxanne Butler. A very good evening to you. Thank you very much. Um, she said, "Good night, everyone. Burby's family in the house." Roxanne, thank you very much. And come back, man. Don't just come and peep in and run out, right? N. Rampersaud Singh, good night, everyone. Molly Kudi, good evening to you. Thank you very much. It's good to have all of you on tune in today. Amanda, I hope write me. Let me know how you do. Let me play this song. The next two song I'm gonna play, right? It's for all you beautiful ladies. Um, all you beautiful ladies that's watching. Let's go. Let me see which one of this song I'm gonna play. It's one of my favorite song that I have. One of my favorite song, especially when I'm sleeping, when I'm going to sleep. Oh Lord, I would love to interview this girl. I love her voice. Hi, Rosie Rampersad. A very good evening to you. Thank you very much. I love this song.
मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया, मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया। तेरा प्यार है दुनिया में, तेरा प्यार है दुनिया में, तू ना मिला तो मर जाऊंगी, साथ रहे हम जन्म जन्म, साथ रहे हम जन्म जन्म, साथ न छूटे अपना सजना, ओ सजना। मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया, 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 मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया।
That's right. That's right. I love this girl voice. I love this song. Does something to me, and I don't know why. But anytime I want to, I go to sleep. Like I try to take a nap during the day, I would put on this song. I don't know why I could sleep with music all the time. During the day, I sleep, but Geeta doesn't like music, so I have to take it off at night when she gets to the bed. But during the day, I listen to nice music. I will sleep a little bit, but it puts me, this song here, put me somewhere else. I want to say a very special hello to Parmesh Prasad, watching all the way from Portsmouth, England. Thank you very much. I know we are about 6 hours difference, but thank you so much for watching the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. We are on every Monday night. Let me know if this is your first time watching the show. And so this song that I just played, it's for all you beautiful ladies. Rosie Rampersad, a very good evening to you. And she says a beautiful song. That's right. When we listen to a song, right? I don't know what some people make it now, but I think when I listen to a song like long time, it just have to move my soul. Some song I listen for to dance, but otherwise to that, I want to listen to songs that's gonna move my soul, that's gonna do something for me. And so these are some of the songs that I'm playing here today that is making a difference in my life, actually. The man Ajid Nabi Baksh from Lenora. He is from Lenora. We grew up together. He was a little older than me. But thank you for your support, my brother. It makes a difference. It's good when you watch and see your own people watching you. But I also love to have anybody watch me. Miss Nanda Budai, all the way from Long Island, tune in. Thank you very much. Mr. Iqbal Sharif, a very good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for, I know you're a busy man, and I see you ask what happened to the guys. And I'm not sure, who it is. Rosie Rampersad, I for now seeing your name too. Um, um, Thank you very much, Rosie. And let me read what Iqbal says. I don't think we should wait for them to tell us to wear masks. I think we should do the preemptive strike and start wearing masks in crowded area and public transportation. This virus is very contagious. And Iqbal, I totally agree with you. And that's why I came on the radio today. I had the flu last week. I'm now getting over the flu. But then not too long ago, I learned a lot of people got the COVID-19. So that's why I came on to let you guys know to do exactly what you're saying. Wear your mask no matter where you go. Also, wash your hands often, and you wash your hands for like over 20 seconds. You make sure you soap your hand up properly, and you get between those cracks and crevices between those fingers. You wash it good, so you could kill any virus that's there. And I don't know why sometimes I have the habit, and we all do have the habit of scratching our eye, digging our nose, make sure we check, see how this is looking, fix the hair, but try your very best to keep your hands off your face, because that's one of the ways that you could transfer all these viruses from the desk to your face, right? So do that. Let's talk a little bit about let's talk a little bit about the risk factors. Who are at risk of getting the flu? If you ask me, anybody who get exposed to it can get it, right? Factors that may risk your risk for getting the flu or complications would include, and I want to talk about the complications. Age. Seasonal influenza tend to have worse outcome in young children, young people, especially those 12 months and younger. Adults older than 65 also tend to have the worst outcome. Your living or working conditions. People who live and work in facility with many other residents, such as nursing home, are more likely to get the flu. Like me, I work at a detox center. There's a lot of people that's there, go in and out. You go to the hospital, subway, bus, right? Those places, be very careful. Wear your mask. People with weak immune system. When we talk about weak immune system, what are we talking about? We're talking about people who had cancer, right? Getting cancer treatment, anti-rejection medicine, long-term use of steroids, organ transplant, especially if you get an organ transplant, you want to be isolated from people. Don't go around the place, right? Blood cancer or HIV/AIDS can weaken the immune system. This can make it easier to catch the flu and may increase the risk of developing some kind of complications. Chronic illness. And when we talk about chronic illness, we talk about things like um, asthma or other lung disease, diabetes, heart disease, nervous system disease, previous history of stroke, metabolic disorders, problems with the airway, and kidney or liver and blood disease. um, so things like diabetes, be very careful. Wear your mask. And as you get older, like we need to wear a mask. When you got diabetes and so on, your immune system shattered sometimes. Aspirin use under the age of 820. People who are age 20 years of age and receive long-term aspirin therapy are at risk for developing Reyes syndrome if infected with the influenza virus, right? And did you know that some people, some race, right, are susceptible to flu? In the United States, people who are in the United States, people who are American Indians, the Alaskan Native. I mean, you guys probably don't need to know this, people from, but I'm just saying it. Alaskan Native, the blacks, Latino, all may have higher risk of influenza complications, right? We talk about pregnancy. Let's talk a little bit about the pregnancy. Pregnant people who are likely to develop influenza complications, particularly in the second and third trimester, the risk continue up to 2 weeks after baby is born. So try your very best. If you're pregnant, wear your mask, right? You didn't realize people who are obesity with a mass body index of 40 or higher may increase the risk of flu, right? And if you're younger, what are some of the complications? Complication if you're young and healthy, the flu usually isn't that serious, right? Like like young people, these young boys or girls, you don't have to worry. You get sick, you lay down for a couple of days, and you get better. Although you may feel awful while you have it, the flu usually takes about it go away in about 2 weeks, right? With no lasting effect. But children and adults at high risk may develop complications, and you got to watch. Like when I had COVID, oh my God, I was surprised. I had pneumonia in all the lobes in my lungs. and they send me to the emergency at the same time. You got to be very careful. Pneumonia could kill you. Pneumonia, bronchitis, asthma flare ups, especially people are wheezing, heart problems, ear infection, ears infection, acute respiratory distress syndrome. Pneumonia is one of the most serious complications for older adults and people with chronic disease. Pneumonia, like I said, could be very deadly, right? And prevention. This US Center of Disease Control, which is the CDC, recommend that annual vaccination, flu vaccine for everyone aged 6 months or older. The flu vaccine can lower your risk of getting the flu. The flu vaccine lower your risk of having serious illness from the flu and need to stay in the hospital due to the flu. Like for those of you who get the vaccine, you can get the flu, but you would not get that sick. You could get COVID if you have the flu vaccine. You could still get the COVID, but guess what? You will not be sick enough, sick a lot. You know what I'm saying? You may not get the pneumonia. So I encourage people, get the flu vaccine, get the COVID vaccine. If you haven't got the booster, get the booster, right? The flu vaccine also lower your risk for dying of flu. Flu vaccination is especially important because the flu and the coronavirus, COVID 19, can cause similar symptoms. Both COVID 19 and the flu may be spreading at the same time. Vaccination is the best way to protect you against the COVID 19 and the flu. And if you have COVID 19 vaccine or booster and the flu vaccination are due at the same time, you can get both the same time. Just let your doctor know, right? And they would tell you, listen, you could take it. You know what? And you will get a little soreness. But I want to tell you too, and I'm not sure later on in my notes if I have it down, but as I remember, you could get the flu vaccine through your nostril, which is good. You don't have to get a needle, a shot. Like things are getting better. And I would go for that because I don't like needles, right? This year, the flu vaccine each provide protection against the four influenza viruses expected to be the most common during the flu season. This year, the vaccine may be available as an injection or as a nasal spray. Like I said, there will be high doses of flu vaccine offered at the same time for adults 65 and older. The nasal spray is approved for people between ages 2 and 49. So if you have my age, you probably wouldn't, you are not going to get the flu vaccine. And it isn't recommended for some group of people. People who have had a severe reaction, allergic reaction to the flu vaccine in the past. So if you took the flu vaccine in the past and you get sick, you get a reaction, you can get it. Pregnant women, children age 17 or younger who are taking aspirin or um, any salicate containing medicine, like I said, aspirin, people who with a weak immune system and caregivers or close contact with people with immune system. Children between ages 2 years and 4 years old diagnosed with asthma or wheezing in the past 12 months. So if your child between the age of 2 years and 4 years had the flu, right, they shouldn't be getting the vaccine in the past 12 months. People who took antiviral medication for the flu, people with the cerebrospinal fluid leak, that's the spinal fluid, potential for leak. Also, for those who get ear implant, shouldn't get it. Okay, if you have allergies to eggs, you can still get the vaccine, right? And finally, we want to talk about control, which we talked about earlier. um, how you can control this. We said that the influenza vaccine isn't 100% effective, so it's important that you take several measures to lower the risk of the infection by washing your hands, number one, and you want to wash it for like over 20 seconds, right? With soap and water, right? Also, when I tell you use sanitizer, you have to get probably over 60% of hand sanitizer because if you got 20%, that would not be able to kill the virus, right? You want 70% and up, right? Make sure your friends and family that you are around regularly, especially kids, know the importance of hand washing. Very important. You teach that to the young children. Like I said earlier, too, make sure you avoid touching your face. Keep your hands away from your face, your nose, your mouth, and like I said, don't touch your face and your hair and all these kind of things. Cover your cough and sneeze into a tissue or into your elbow. Some people, what they do, they cough in their hands, and after that, they meet a friend and they shake the friend hand. You now take your hand, touch your face. Guess what? You get the COVID-19 or you get the flu. Wash your hand and the surface again, like I said, you want to clean your surface before you go at your desk area. Clean it properly, sanitize it down, spray it, get the wipe. Now we get the wipes, wipe it down. And avoid the crowds. They spread easily whenever people gathered in child center, school, office building, auditorium, and public transportation by avoiding crowds during peak flow season. You lower your chance of infection and avoid anyone who is sick. And if you're sick, stay home for at least 24 hours after your fever is gone, right? So that you lessen the chance of infecting others. And you know what? I have to tell you, one of the things that I learned over the years, and I get mad sometimes. I got two jobs, and sometimes I get sick and I still have to go into work, which is not a good thing. And so I encourage you that, if you're sick and your job is not that important, you know what? We are job important, if you know what I mean. Try your very best. Don't not to go into work. Let me read. I see Iqbal Sharif wrote something. Ken, I can testify for the vaccine. I took all the vaccine and I was diagnosed with COVID twice. Me too. Once in Guyana and recently right here. If you don't get the vaccine, I don't know what would have happened both times. I never got sick and I was convinced that it was because I was fully vaccinated. I'm over 65 and the low immune system. I advise everyone to take all the boosters available. And I want to tell you, Iqbal, I don't know if you have known me then. I was not that popular back then, but I was diagnosed with the COVID-19. I think when it just started out, 2019, somewhere around there. And man, I tell you, I was very, very sick. I lost 20 pounds actually in about 1 week. I could have barely walk. Um, I was surprised that I am alive. I said because of the grace of God. I stayed in bed like for 3 days, and one day when I went, let me tell you a little bit about COVID and my experience. Right when I had COVID, I could have barely walk, and I walk and I told my wife that take put a chair. I could not stand up for long. I said put a chair in the bathroom for me so that I could sit. And when I sit down, right, and when I watch how my muscle waste away, I was surprised. I could not believe that I lost all this weight. And I had a urinal in my bedroom, and so one day I peed, and when I peed, I didn't pay attention of the color. And when I look at the urinal, I saw it was brown. Like my urine was burgundy color, right? And my saliva, my not my saliva, my sputum. When I say, I know when. Let me explain the sputum. The sputum is a thick coal that you spit out, right? And my my sputum was bloody, was blood, black blood, right? And I went to bed. I'm a nurse, and when I see all of this, when I saw this, I say to myself, if I lay in this bed another day, I'm gonna die. And so I promised myself that I'll get out of the bed and I'm going to get up and walk and do whatever. And when I was walking down the stairs, I felt my left thigh was going to give away because, when you don't use your muscle, you lose it. And so I came down and I walked around my block a couple times and I felt like I was an old man, like alone in this world walking there. Not that I didn't have anybody, I had the support. but with my pajama on, and when I look at myself, I lost so much weight. And then when get I saw all those blood in my sputum, I decided to hydrate. That was my I said my body's calling for help now, and that's when I started drinking like what, 6 coconut water a day. I was eating black pudding and everything. I was eating to make sure that I fight back. And so, if you ask me, right, for someone who had COVID-19, I would say one of the things that caused a lot of people to die is because they stay in bed. Because they stay in bed, um, I cannot tell you. I could tell you that it is terrible when you get COVID-19 and you stay in bed. Um, I I don't know, but I want to encourage people that if you get COVID again, please do not stay in your bed. Get out of that bed and fight for yourself. And that's one of the things that I did. I fight for my life with COVID-19. So, and then I was watching a lot of people who were dying on the news with COVID-19, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the ending, and I want to say a very, very special hello to Mr. Henry Villa from Irving, Texas. Thanks for tuning in. And Sahudra Singh is saying good night. Rosie, good night. This song is by Vikram and Sharmila again. Um, so let's play another song.
करना पड़ेगा तुम्हारी अकल का सलाम करना पड़ेगा तुम्हारी अकल का सलाम अपने साथ तुम तो डुबा दोगी मेरा
Hi, Annie Sigalam. Good evening to you. Rita, good evening. Zarina Baksha, very good evening to you. That is Zareen Baksh.
आता है दिल में ख्याल कई बार वैसे तो मैं तुमसे करता हूँ प्यार आता है दिल में ख्याल कई बार कहीं न कर दो तुम मेरी जिंदगी हरा कहीं न कर दो तुम मेरी जिंदगी हरा करना पड़ेगा तुम्हारी अकल को सलाम
That's right. That's right. Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show right here on Island Zone Radio. The show is here every Sunday afternoon, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here in New York. Also, I want to tell you tomorrow night, 8:30, you tune in to From Our Hearts with Radhika and Ken on Island Zone Radio. We'll be talking about a whole lot of things tomorrow night. So don't forget, guys, tune in. To all of you, thank you very much for tuning in, and Happy New Year again to all of you. May God bless all of you. And again, don't forget, come back to the show next week, same time, 5 p.m. on Sunday. Have a great night, everyone, and a great week.